All right, so last week I think, or the week before, I kind of lose track of weeks now, we talked about practicing underhand throwing and how it can be hard for kids to keep that supinated position. And then because of that, we got into a conversation as a staff about the kids that know what they're supposed to do, but every time they start into that shoulder flexion, it goes into a pronated position. And so we started talking about how they're compensating for some shoulder stability weakness. And so we wanted to really work on ways to pair that supination, work on some shoulder stability, but also that motion of keeping the arm supinated while the elbows extended and going into shoulder flexion. So we came up with a few ideas. Love to hear your ideas also. One of them is just straight wheelbarrow walking, or any type of prone over something with weight bearing through the arms. The only thing that does is, while it gives you the shoulder stability, your hand is you're still in a more pronated position. So it doesn't really help with this, and this is kind of an awkward way to do wheelbarrow walking. That being said, it doesn't mean that it's not a great activity to do. Anything with weight bearing through the arms is going to be great for some more shoulder stability. So some other ideas that we came up with that kind of pair the motions together, and we talked about this one with practicing underhand throwing, is some bowling. So I'm getting down low just because I'm way taller than the kids. But having them kind of bring it forward, and with the target, the closer the target is, the more they're going to, the easier it's going to be for them to keep it in the supinated position, because they're not going to be trying to give as much force initially. If it's further away, they're going to be worried about getting the ball there, so you're going to see probably more of the pronation. We did a while ago, one of our standing activities was we had these balls hanging on strings, and we were using it to kick with the feet. You could set the same thing up and use hands, so kind of batting the balls. We searched for a Velcro mitt today and cannot find it. I wanted to use it, but anyway, the Velcro mitt for catching the Velcro ball, put that on. It really helps keep their hand in the open position. And doing that motion, give them points for the number of balls that they hit. You could also make it simpler if you don't want to do all the hanging balls. Get some big balls like this and have them bat the ball. You can keep that mitt on if it's easier for them. You can have targets that they're trying to get to, all of that. The bigger the motion, the harder it's going to be. So start with small motions first and work your way up. Again, keep things closer and then get your distances further. Another idea we came up with was using a spot and a weighted ball, holding the weighted ball up as high as they can with their arms straight. If you notice, by cupping the ball, you're in a bit of a supinated position, and then they get to drop it onto the spot. You can have different color spots, you could have numbers, you could have letters, you could play games with this. We also talked about using a tray. We have some food on our tray. They could be waiters or waitresses or working in a restaurant and carrying the food around, palms up, having their arms out as far as they can. They're gonna wanna start like this initially, but you can have them reach out to serve you the food. Another one was using phone books and pretending it's an elevator. So putting cars on, we have a great little ramp thing so they could be an elevator, lift this up. Somebody helps the cars off the elevator, and then they get to put it down the ramps. Some other simple ones are, okay, this is gonna be way too big, but you can have them play Guess Who with you. So put something smaller in their hand, holding their hands out like this, and you have to pick the hand. So again, you're getting that arm extension, just they're holding it, so you're getting some of that stability. You can also do low fives. If they wanna do it in like this, just pretend that you can't reach them, so that they have to put their arm out further. I think that those were a lot of our ideas. So we would love to hear any others that you guys have. So thank you.